Every time I see these little pipe cleaner teddy bears, they're always way too big. So I wanted to see if I could make them small enough to put in one of my dollhouse settings. So I gave it a go, and I did this video in slow motion so that you can easily see how I did it. So I just used regular pipe cleaners, or chenille sticks, you might call them. They are available in 24-inch, but unfortunately I was only able to get them in 12-inch. So I'm going to have to join them together. So I'm just downstairs and I'm showing you, I like the teddy bear brown color. These ones here I actually got at Michael's, and then I got some bright colored ones also at the dollar store for probably a quarter of the price. So because I've got two 12-inch pieces instead of one 24-inch piece, I'm just going to join it in the middle. And so you want to turn it at least 3 or 4 times in the middle to make sure that you've got it really securely tightened. I think if you look here, I'm doing it in slow motion. I probably tightened it about 10 times. So it's quite, like, see, I'm pulling on it. It's quite together. So now, right in the very center, you want to make a loop. And so you got your little loop, and then you're going to twist it around twice. There you go. So now it's twisted twice. So now there's a hole right in the center of that loop. So what you want to do is you want to take each of the ends and place them inside of that center. So, and it's quite easy, probably a lot easier if you were using a 24-inch piece, but oh well, we'll use what we got. So you take both of your ends, insert it into the little center loop, and those will become your ears. So, and as I say, you know, that it's the first couple that I made kind of looked weird and wonky, but the more I got practice, the better these little bears seem to look. And I think they're really cute to be able to put in a nursery, or even on the bed of the teenage girls' room that I just did in the GB house. Just absolutely perfect for that. So what I'm doing is I'm just inserting them, and those two big loops are going to become the ears of the teddy bear. So you're going to pull it until you get it to be just the perfect size for your little teddy bear ears. So, and you're going to have to judge that yourself, how big you want the ears to be. I want them to be probably about the same size as the loop of the nose. So, and you want to try and do them as evenly as you possibly can. So, and then once you got them the size that you want, you squish them. You see how I'm squishing them down? And then you take that center portion that you pulled it through, which is going to be the nose of the bear, and you want to squish that together now. So you no longer want it to be a circle, you now want it squished together. So that's the very beginning of it. So now I'm going to take a pair of needle nose pliers, and because I had to join those two pieces of chenille, it's kind of hard for me to squish it nicely with my fingers. So I'm going to squish it with the needle nose pliers just to make sure. So you can see all 3 of those loops are the same size, and that's ideally what you're looking for. So you got the nose and you got the ears. So I'm messing around with it probably a little more than I had to, but that's okay. So that's your little head. So you can almost see that it's going to be a teddy bear just by looking. So, and again, I'm squishing it from all directions. That's the place where I joined the 2 pieces of pipe cleaner. So I'm making sure that I've got it so that I don't have any pokey pieces sticking out. So there you go. That's your head. So now what you're going to do is I'm showing 2 ears. It's funny because it's in slow motion. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take those little sticks, and then working from the back of the head, you can see here, you're going to twist them together so that they're locked together. So just twist them around once, and then you're going to take them and you're going to wrap them around and put it between the ears. So watch this, okay? So you're going from the back of the head to the front. So that's one. And then you're going to take the other one and you're going to go from the back of the head, around it between the ears, and to the front. Okay? So then, once you get that done, that's giving the face like a really good look. Then you're going to twist it around once, and then you're going to turn it around. So that's the front of the face. See how it's got the little nose that's poking out? And then if you turn it around, that's the back of the face. Now, what you got to do is, do you see how you got the 2 pieces that you just did? You want to string the one on the right through to the left. So I'm taking my needle nose pliers and I'm kind of squishing it in there so I can make a little space so that the chenille stick that's on the right can go through both sides of the back of the head. And it doesn't fit in there very well, so I'm going to have to find another tool to use. So I'm still trying at it. So instead I've got a big darning needle and I'm going to stick that in instead. So not the sharp part, the dull part of the needle. So I'm just opening up those 2 back pieces just so that you have enough room to stick. The one on the right is going to go through to the one on the left. So do you see I'm inserting it? There you go. And then I'm not going to go all the way through. I'm going to take the other chenille stick that was on the left and I'm going to insert that behind those 2 pieces of pipe cleaner and insert them to the right. So, and all that's going to do is just lock in the head so that the head's never going to come apart. It's almost like you've tied a knot in it. So then you take those 2 ends and you pull them taut. So you take that end and you pull it taut. And there you go. That head is done now. So now you're going to take the 2 ends and you're going to give it a good twist, like twist it around each other. So before you do that though, you want to take the needle nose pliers and you want to make sure that that little face is squished together properly. So the 2 that you folded over the front of the face, you want to make sure that the ears are still exposed, and you want to make sure those 2 little pieces that run across the front of the face are perpendicular to where the nose is. So there you go. I'm quite happy with the way that little teddy bear head looks. And so now I'm going to take those 2 pieces of chenille that just went through the back and I'm going to give them one good twist. So do you see here? So there you go. There you go. So now it's twisted on and that's your little neck. So perfect. So now the next step is we're going to be making little arms. So you just want to make sure that the arms that you make are both equal length. So you don't want to have one arm shorter than the other, but I'll show you how to fix that anyway. So what I'm doing is I'm just bending myself 2 little arms. And they look like they're the right size. See, they're both the same size. And then you're just going to give them 4 or 5 twists. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Now you're going to do the same with the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So then what you want to do is push the arms forward and measure them. And if one arm is slightly longer than the other, now's your chance to give it one more twist to make sure that they're the same. So now you're going to do the body part, and you don't want the body too long. You only want the body 1, 2. So that's it. So 2 little twists for the body, and now you're going to be making the legs. So because you're going to put feet on this, you want those legs to be slightly longer than what you made the arms. So you fold one leg. That's perfect. And now you're going to fold the other leg. So it's better to do both of these folds at the same time because you can generally judge how big they're going to be because you want them both the same size. Now you're going to put the twists in it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got one more twist in it than what I did with the arms. So I'm going to do the same with the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so then you push the legs together and make sure that they're both the same length, which they are. And there you go. So now you have 2 chenilles kind of hanging out the bottom of the butt. So usually one chenille stick is a little bit slightly longer than the other, so you want to use the shorter one first. So you take this little piece and you pull it up in between the legs, and then you wrap it around the body a couple of times. So you go 1, 2, and then over the shoulder, wrap it around the body again, and then back up over the other shoulder, and then wrap it around the body until you run out. So that's just going to give it a little bit of girth and give it nice shoulder pads. So that's it. That's all you do with the shorter of the 2 pieces that were hanging at the back. Now you'll see once you get to the very last piece of it, you want to tuck it in really good and make sure that there isn't a piece of wire sticking out that you're going to poke your fingers on. So now you got your full teddy bear, so now you're just going to do the body. So you've got the face facing towards you, and then you wrap around one shoulder from the bum, and then go down between the crotch and wrap around the other shoulder. There you go. And then down between the crotch and wrap up towards the neck, and then you take whatever's left over, you tuck it in the very center, and whatever's left over you wrap around the neck, and it's usually just a tiny little piece. So you just wrap it around the neck, and there you go, your teddy's done. Now, if by chance you don't have enough chenille stick to wrap it around the neck, that's okay. You just want to tuck that extra piece of chenille stick between the 2 front pieces that are running across the tummy, and make sure it's tucked in good so that it doesn't come loose. And if you're unsure, it's okay. You can just put a little piece of or a little bit of glue on it. And then what I like to do is I like to take the needle nose pliers and turn the little feet up. I have seen them where people put a little piece of felt on the feet. I don't think it's necessary in this scale. I think they look cute just without it. So there you go. That's your little finished teddy. He's so cute. I apologize that Carlos is making so much noise in the background, but he wants out of his cage. So as soon as I'm finished making this video, I guess I'm going to have to make that happen. So that's what the little teddy bear looks like. And yeah, they don't look like much until you get some features on them. But as soon as you get the features on them, boy, they sure look pretty good, I think. So this is only the fourth one that I've ever made, so I think practice will make perfect, and they'll get better as I go on. So now I'm back in regular speed, and I'm just showing you what I'm doing for the faces. So I've got a little bit of tacky glue, and I'm just putting a little tacky glue on the face for the eyes. And for the eyes, I'm just using some little black seed beads. So I'm just kind of gluing those on the front of the bears. And yeah, it's kind of, I think that works for little button eyes. And I'm going to do all of the bears. And then I cut a little black ribbon into small little triangles. And I'm going to use that for the noses. So again, I've got out the tacky glue. I cut little pieces of ribbon into little triangles. And I'm just putting those on for their little noses. I can honestly say I don't care for that little two-tone red bear that I made, but those were the ones that I got from the dollar store, the pipe cleaners, and yeah, they're not as nice as the ones that I got at Michael's. I don't know, to me, teddy bears are supposed to be brown. So I'm just fixing these little guys up, and of course the tacky glue is going to dry clear. So they're mostly dry now, so this is what they look like. And again, I'm not so keen on that little red guy, but hey, I just figured I'd give it a go. So those are my little teddy bears. Well, I hope you guys take a shot at it and try and make some yourself. I'd like to thank you very much for watching today's video. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing because it really does help my channel grow. And thanks to all of you people that have already subscribed. It means so much to me. And if you haven't hit the notification bell, please do so. And if you have, better go and double check because YouTube keeps on turning it off on our channels. Makes me crazy. Well, once again, have the best day ever, folks.